Welcome back to Psychedelic Coach, where I try to teach you psychedelic and non-psychedelic methods for dealing with ADHD, anxiety, depression, and also doing spiritual development. In this video, I'm going to do a journaling entry for you. And this is one video of 66 that I'm making. I'm making a video for every journal entry that I do over a 66-day period. And this journaling I am finding is really good for managing ADHD. Just because you're like you set for yourself a routine and you sort of daily check in with it to make sure that you're on track with it. Sometimes people with ADHD get like easily distracted, and you can lose a lot of time. You can sort of find it hard to achieve goals when doing this. And so I find that this helps keep me on track. It also helps do spiritual development. So it helps sort of uncover your shadow, so to speak. When you're doing this kind of journaling, you can turn, I phrase it like this: you can turn unconscious thoughts into conscious understanding. So when I'm going through my journal, I'm writing down, this is more or less a routine of things that I do, positive things that I'm doing for myself. And when I fall off one of my routines, let's say I don't go to the gym in the morning, and then I somehow miss work, and then I stay up listening to crypto podcasts all night or something like that, then you can analyze how that happened. And usually for me, I find that happened because I had some sort of unconscious moment where some sort of unconscious pattern threw me off of my routine, and then I get a chance to sort of analyze it in this process. So in that way, it can be very good for mindfulness. And because of all those things, it lowers my anxiety, gives me more confidence that I have like a structure to sort of frame my sort of daily goings-ons, routines. And, also that keeps me from spiraling into depression, because I'm able to catch myself, and sort of each day is like a realignment back to your goals. And yeah, I find that really useful. So as I said, I do one of these every day, and I do it for 66 days. And I'll explain why that is. The reason is because some neurologists say that your neurology, well, they say two things. They say, one, your neurology is hardwired after 66 days. So whatever you're doing for 66 days gets physically, literally built into your physical neurological structures in your brain. And then they also say something, they say, this is like a turn of phrase that they use, that neurons that fire together wire together. So the way that I understand this is that if you are just sort of going about your normal daily tasks, right? You're getting up, you're talking to your girlfriend, you're doing a stretch, you're going to the gym, you're cleaning the house, you're going to work, you're talking with your mates. All of this stuff is all like normal stuff, right? But then the influences that you have in parallel to those activities are also built into your neurology. So not only are like the skills that and activities that you're doing built into your neurology, but also all the influences around you. So like if you have like a negative relationship with your boss, then that negative experience of work gets built into the same neurology that you use for work, right? So all of your skills sort of develop. So what that can mean is that some people will they'll just think about work and they'll get stressed out, right? They won't even be at work. It'll be the weekend, or they'll be on holiday and they just think about work and they get stressed out, right? So that happens, I think, because of this phrase, neurons that fire together, wire together. And so when I heard all this, or when I was reading about all this, I was I had a eureka moment, I think, and I thought, okay, well, if it takes 66 days to rewire all this stuff, then I just need to change all my habits and influences for 66 days, and I should see like an improvement in the experience of my life through the paradigm of this of the paradigm of neurology. So that's what I did, and I did that for 66 days, and indeed I did notice a great improvement. I noticed my ADHD symptoms were less. I noticed that had more energy. I slept way better. I woke up feeling refreshed and not stressed out, not strung out. Um, and what I had done is I had just like changed my routine a bunch. I just optimized my routine to be a lot more healthy. And I did that for 66 days. And there were days when I fell off and there were weeks when I fell off, but I got back on, right? And yeah, what the other thing that I noticed when I was doing this, which was really interesting because I'm a spiritual person and kind of interested in, things like mindfulness and things like, dealing with your shadow and all that sort of stuff. And so the other thing that I noticed was that when I fell off one of my routines, in the next day's journal, I went back and I analyzed, okay, why did I fail to do XYZ task? And then I noticed that there were these like unconscious kind of patterns that I was falling into that would that I kind of didn't know about. Like that's, by definition, that's you don't really know about your unconscious patterns. And and unless you're analyzing them in this sort of format, or maybe like in a therapy type format, unless you're sort of somehow going over them and analyzing them, they just go under the radar. Like you can't fix them because you kind of literally don't know that they're happening. Hence, they're unconscious, right? So yeah, what I noticed that is that yeah, I would analyze these failings in my routine, and then I would notice that I was tired because of this, or I had some emotional conversation with this person, and then I felt like going and drinking, or I felt like not sticking to my diet, or I just was too stressed to like go to the gym or whatever. I just needed to do something else. And so I'd be like, okay, well, that led to that, and then fell off my routine. And so, you can kind of like piece all these things together. And what I noticed was that once I had seen the pattern, I could then foresee it coming the next time. So the next time that I spoke to that person, I would be like, oh, well, sometimes you get emotional after speaking to that person. So maybe just try and monitor that this time, and you know, maybe don't, maybe don't get emotional this time. And all of a sudden, you're sort of just naturally, just because it's in your conscious understanding now, you're just naturally avoiding these these patterns, and so you start to achieve more of your tasks, which means you achieve more of your goals, and yeah, it just kind of built up like that. And then what I noticed is that over the last sort of 70 odd days, my routine's completely different, and I'm doing way more stuff, and I'm like, um, I'm fitter, I'm stronger, my Spanish is getting better, my work output is really consistent, um, and it's just kind of working for me. And now, like the routine that I started with 70 odd days ago in the first cycle, because I did a 66-day cycle, but I'm like 10 days into the second cycle. That's why I'm saying like 70. It's actually like 76 odd days ago. The things that I started to do then, they were difficult, right? It was difficult to make me concentrate for 20 minutes a day and do Spanish Duolingo, right? But now I quite easily get through 30, 45, 60 minutes a day, and it's not even a thing, right? So over time, over the period of the 66 days, one of the effects of having it built into the neurology is that it's no longer a struggle. It's built into the neurology. Your neurology is used to it. It's not it's the path of least resistance is just to study Spanish. So um, Yeah, that's what I've noticed. So, what I did was after the first 66 days, I was actually just doing that first 66 days in an Excel spreadsheet. And I didn't really like that. So, what I did was I'm a programmer by trade. So, I built on my website um, sort of a journaling process for myself, right? And it's just like 4 phases, and each phase is like a subsection of the 66 days, right? So I'm in phase 2. Phase 1 was just like observing what I'm doing. Phase 2 is where I just kind of write down aspirationally what I want to do in my next cycle, and which is, the next sort of 50 odd days. And then phase 3 is like sort of nailing down like a set routine, and then phase 4 is just doing that routine like every day. So I'm in phase 2, and so I just come in here, and over the last, these are my previous entries from the last few days. I come in here and I just fill out this form, and I just see what do I want my sort of week to be like. And I think this is going to be the last day that I do aspirational. And then tomorrow I'm going to get into actually nailing down a schedule, which I will immediately fail at because I have a travel day tomorrow and the next day. So, um, yeah, I'm starting off with an immediate failure, but I can't really do much about that because that's my visa situation where I'm living at the moment. So, there you go. So yeah, and then after I do that, then after I get back from this little sort of 4 or 5 day trip, I'm going to be back into phase 4, and I should be able to just really easily kill off the rest of the cycle. So yeah, that's kind of my jam. I'm making a video, one of these videos almost every day. I might miss a couple of days if I'm traveling. Um, and the idea is just to document how this works so that I can show people how to do it. And then eventually I might try and teach this, but I'll do a few cycles just to get good at it first. And yeah, the other thing is that you can use this template if you want. If you like the ideas that I'm coming up with here, you can go to this. Actually, you can go to ayahuascaeasy.com/register, and there is a free registration, right? I'm not charging for any of this. There's a registration page here where you just have to create yourself an account and log in. And once you've created an account and logged in, wow, this site's real slow right now. What's up with that? Once you've created an account, you can go back to, you can actually go to the phase 1. You can go back to phase. Once you can go to ayahuascaeasy.com/phase-1-journaling. And actually the link is going to be down in the description below. And you can start one of these phases for yourself. Once you finish an entry, um, they will be saved down here. So the next time you come back, you can go back and you can check your previous entries if you want. So, yeah, at this point in the video, I would just ask if you are getting some value out of this video, would you please hit the like and subscribe? And if you know anyone who you think might be helped by this program, so anyone with ADHD or anxiety or depression, or someone who's trying to do like mindfulness journaling. If you know someone who's interested in those things, please send them a link to this video. All of those things really help the channel to grow. So yeah, as a sort of a value for value exchange, if you're getting value out of this video, please do one of those things to support the channel. And if you're not getting any value, then I doubt it. I doubt that you made it this far, So if you made it this far, you're probably getting some value. So do one of those things, please. And yeah, here we go. Let's just start filling out this form, huh? Why am I still banging on? So this is my second cycle of 66 days, and this is day 11, and this is the 19th of February. And because this is the aspirational routine, right? I'm just kind of making sure that I have got everything in my routine that I want to do for the rest of the 66 days. I'm just because it's aspirational. I'm just going to write down what I sort of ideally would like to do in a morning routine, right? And actually, my morning routine is really close to this right now. Um, so it is actually really accurate. So I'm just going to fill out this form, and yeah, I'll try and commentate along the way, so y'all can just follow along. I've been slacking on life admin recently, mainly because I probably haven't had to do a lot recently in terms of life admin, but I need to do a lot coming up. So um, that's gonna need to get in there. I also want to do some more like sort of emotional journaling. This journaling is cool, but it's very like productive and stuff. And there's journaling that I'd like to do, which is more sort of like dreams, feelings, sort of private stuff. I don't want to like share on YouTube. Um, then I want to do like it's either an afternoon walk or errands. Right, sometimes I have to do errands, afternoon walk on the beach, or errands. Sleep routine, so 2 to 3 hours before bed, no screens. Listen to podcast or music, um, and just kind of relax. You could read a physical book or audio book, but the main idea here is just not to look at screens. Coriander tea or herbal tea to bring me down, and then sleep 10, 10 to 11 p.m. Sleep 10 to 11 p.m. would be great, and yeah, that's kind of it. 10. Ugh. 10 would be the best. And then diet, so it's carnivore. It's carnivore 3 weeks of the month, and it's 1 week alkaline as per natural DMT cycles in human brain. If you guys want to learn about Christ cycles, which are the natural psychedelic release, or the natural DMT release, DMT is a psychedelic, the natural DMT release in your brain, then go and look at my playlists and learn about how to do that. Um, if you're someone who doesn't want to travel to do psychedelics, or doesn't like the idea of macro doses of strong psychedelics, or someone who's on SSRI medication, or other medications which psychedelics don't mix with, right? Like SSRIs are used for depression and stuff. If you're on those but you still want to like try psychedelics, then Christ cycles are for you, my friend. Um, yeah, I'm pretty good with the diet. I did fall off a couple times this week on the diet. Once because I was tired as hell, and that was because it was really hot here and I couldn't sleep the night before. Also, I missed my afternoon walk. And then today I fell off as well. Today I fell off the diet, and that was interesting because that was because I was feeling conflicted about some financial issues and how these issues stopped me from planning the travel that I wanted, and this was somewhat stressful, or very stressful actually. This was very stressful, and that made me want to eat junk food. So, what I noticed is that when I get stressed, my diet is the first thing that gets impacted. I just immediately want to like soothe myself with comfort food and sweets and stuff like that. So, this is the kind of thing that I was talking about, like bringing the unconscious patterns into the conscious, right? So, now when I get stressed, one, I know that there's when I get stressed and it's over finances and planning travel, I know that I've got like more life admin to do. I know that I've got to sit down for an hour and like study. Okay, what's the best LLC to make, and do I have to go to Paraguay to do that? And can I afford to go to Paraguay at the time of year that I need to go to Paraguay? And all this kind of stuff. I need to like sit down and like just sort of do a budget and like figure out, is Paraguay the best way for me to structure my LLC, or is there another way? And so yeah, just need to like get those ducks in a row, and then I can not be stressed about that. So this is what I mean about like bringing an unconscious pattern into the conscious. Not believe maybe this sounds like silly or something like that, or easy, but like this telling this pattern. But when I think we all have unconscious patterns that we are literally unconscious of, and we don't really realize that we're doing them. And so when we check in a daily journal like this, we get a chance to notice them more than we would, and it's not hard to bring them into the consciousness. It's just like the daily habit of doing a journal, which is what we need, right? Okay, so thoughts and feelings. I really want to like listen to more music. I want to swim more, swim in the ocean more. Uh, I wanna appreciate more art. Do all these things. I want to play music. I want to draw. I want to ground myself more in nature. So all of this stuff, yeah, I think that's kind of it. So I'm going to save that, and once I've saved it, it's just going to say a thank you message. I need to change that. It's the wrong text. But if you refresh the page, you'll see that your new journal entry has come down the bottom here. Cycle 2, day 11. So if I click that, then you'll get your day 11, cycle 2 journal entry. I don't know why these pages are so slow. It might be because I'm recording. I'm not sure. They're not normally this slow. But anyway, it should show up there. Being a web developer, you always notice like really crappy, slow pages like that. Could be that actually. Could be that. Could be that little thing that I'm doing there. Anyway, there's your entry that you just made, right? You got cycle 2, day 11, date, and then all the stuff you put in there. So bing, bang, boom, done. Okay, so that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big shout out to you. Thanks for jumping on this channel. Channel's really small. I was trying to grow it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and leave me a comment. Do you think my journaling process sucks? Is it super pedantic and OCD? Do you like it? Well, tell me. Interact with me. Cool. Thanks, guys.